Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our extravagant showing of the importance of being earnest. I hope you've had a lovely, lovely day. And thank you so much for coming. We all really appreciate it. And we are going to start in just about 2 minutes.
Wait. 2 minutes?
Yes.
Yes. You can't. But I'm not done eating yet.
But you've been eating this entire time.
What else am I supposed to do? I'm very nervous.
I don't know. We have to start. Come on.
Fine. 2 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Matthew.
We're about to go on to...
What do you mean, how am I still eating? I like to savor what I eat.
You've got food all over your tie now.
No, I don't. I think it looks pristine. There's a little stain, but it's okay.
Where is your jacket? Did you leave it in the cloakroom?
It's still at home. I'll grab it.
Well, we have no time to go.
All right, fine. Give me your jacket.
No.
What am I supposed to do then?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can we please continue with the show now?
Enjoy the show. Did you hear what I was playing, Lane?
I didn't think it polite to listen, sir.
Oh, well, I'm sorry for that. For your sake. I don't play accurately. Anybody can play accurately, but I play with a wonderful expression as far as the piano is concerned. Sentiment is my forte. I keep science for life.
Yes, sir.
Oh, and speaking of the science of life, have you got the cucumber sandwiches cut for Lady Bracknell?
Yes, sir.
Oh, by the way, Lane, I see from your book that on Thursday night when Lord Shulman and Mr. Worthing were dining here, 8 bottles of champagne are having been entered as being consumed?
Yes, sir. 8 bottles and a pint.
Why is it that at the bachelor's establishment the servants invariably drink the champagne? I ask merely for information.
I attribute it to the superior quality of the wine, sir. As I have often observed, in married households, the wine is rarely of a first-rate brand.
Good heavens! Is marriage as demoralizing as that?
I believe it is a very pleasant state, sir. I have not had much experience of it myself up to the present. I have only been married once, and that was in consequence of a misunderstanding between myself and a young person.
I don't know that I'm much interested in your family life, Lane.
No, sir, neither am I. I never think of the subject.
Very natural, I'm sure. That will do, Lane. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Lane's views on marriage seem somewhat lax. Really, if the lower orders don't set us a good example, what on earth is the use of them? They seem as a class to have absolutely zero sense of any moral responsibility.
Mr. Earnest Worthing.
Oh, Ernest, my dear boy, what brings you up to town?
No, pleasure. What else should bring anyone anywhere? Eating as usual, I see, my dear Algie.
Well, I believe it is customary in good society to take some slight refreshment at 5 o'clock. Now, where have you been since last Thursday?
In the country.
What on earth do you do there?
When one is in town, one amuses himself. And when one is in the country, one amuses other people. It is excessively boring.
And who are these people you amuse?
Oh, neighbours.
Got nice neighbours in your part of
Oh.
Shropshire.
Perfectly horrid. Never speak to one of them.
How immensely you must amuse them. Shropshire is a county, is it not?
Shropshire. Oh, why, yes, of course. Hello. Oh, goodness. Why all these cups? Why all these cucumber sandwiches? Why such extravagance in one so young? Who is coming to tea?
Oh, merely Aunt Augusta and Gwendolyn.
How perfectly delightful.
Yes, that is all very well, but I'm not quite sure of Aunt Augusta's approving your being here.
May I ask why?
Oh, my dear boy, the way that you flirt with Gwendolyn is perfectly disgraceful. It is almost as bad as the way Gwendolyn flirts with you.
I am in love with Gwendolyn. I have come to town expressly to propose to her.
I thought you'd come down here for pleasure. I call that business.
Oh, how utterly unromantic you are.
It is perfectly romantic to be in love, but I really don't see anything romantic in a definite proposal.
Oh, that's nonsense.
Well, make sure not to touch the cucumber sandwiches. I ordered them specially for Aunt
I
Augusta.
think only have some.
No. Have the bread and butter. The bread and butter's for Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn is devoted to her bread and butter.
And very good bread and butter it is too.
Well, my dear boy, you need not eat as if you were going to eat it all. You behave as though you're already married to her. You're not married to her already, and I don't think you ever will be.
Now, why on earth do you say that?
Well, for starters, girls don't marry the men they flirt with. Girls don't think it right.
That is nonsense.
It isn't. It accounts for the extraordinary number of bachelors one sees all over the place. And in the second place, I don't give my consent.
Your consent?
My dear boy, Gwendolyn is my first cousin, and before I allow you to marry her, you must clear up the question of Cecily.
Cecily? What on earth do you mean by Cecily? I don't know anybody by the name of Cecily.
The cigarette case Mr. Worthing left in my smoking room the last time he dined here.
Yes, sir.
You mean to say that you've had my cigarette case all this time? I wish to goodness you would let me know. I have been writing frantic letters to Scotland Yard about it. I was nearly offering a large reward.
Oh, well, I wish you would offer one. I happen to be more than usually hard up.
Oh, there is no good offering a large reward now that the thing is found.
You know, I think that is rather mean of you, Ernest, I must say. However, now that I read the inscription on the inside, I find that the thing isn't yours after all.
Of course it's mine. You've seen me with it 100 times. You have no right to read what's written inside. It's a very ungentlemanly thing to do, to read one's private cigarette case.
Oh, it is absurd to have a hard and fast rule about what one should read and what one shouldn't read. More than half of modern culture depends on what one shouldn't read.
Yes, I know it is. And I don't propose to discuss modern culture. It isn't the sort of thing one talks about in private. Please, just give me back my cigarette case.
Yes, but this is not your cigarette case. This cigarette case is a gift from somebody of the name of Cecily, and you said you didn't know anybody of that name.
If you must know, Cecily happens to be my aunt.
Your aunt?
Yes, charming Old lady she is too, lives at Tunbridge Wells.
But why does she call herself Little Cecily if she is your aunt and lives at Tunbridge Wells? From Little Cecily, with her fondest love.
My dear Algy, what on earth is there in that? You know, some ants are tall, some ants are not tall. Surely that must be a matter in which an ant may be able to decide for herself.
Yes.
You seem to think that every aunt should be exactly like your aunt. That is absurd. Now please, just give me back my cigarette case.
Yes, but an aunt, no matter her size, should call her own nephew her uncle. From Little Cecily, with her fondest love to her dear Uncle Jack. Listen, I have no objection to an aunt being a small aunt, but an aunt, no matter her size, should call her own nephew her uncle. Besides, your name isn't Jack at all, it's Ernest.
It isn't Ernest. It's Jack.
But you have always told me it was Ernest. I have introduced you to everybody as Ernest. You answer to the name of Ernest. You look as though your name was Ernest. You're the most earnest-looking person I ever saw. It is perfectly absurd you're saying your name isn't Ernest. Here, it's even on one of your cards. Mr. Ernest Worthing, before the Albany. I'll keep this in case if you ever try to deny me or Gwendolyn, or anybody for that matter.
My name is Ernest in town and Jack in the country, and my cigarette case was given to me in the country.
Yes, but that still does not account for the fact that your small Aunt Cecily, who lives at Tunbridge Wells, calls you her dear uncle. Come, old boy. You had much better have the thing out at once.
My dear Algy, you talk as if you were a dentist. It is very vulgar to talk like one is a dentist when one isn't a dentist. You know, it produces a false impression.
That is what dentists always do. Now, go on, tell me the whole thing. I must say, I've always suspected you of being a confirmed and secret Bunburyist, and I'm quite sure of it now.
Bunburyist? What on earth is a Bunburyist?
I will reveal to you the meaning of that incomparable expression as soon as you are kind enough to tell me why you are Ernest in town and Jack in the country.
Well, produce my cigarette case first.
Here it is. Now go on. Produce your explanation. And pray make it improbable.
There is nothing improbable about my explanation at all. In fact, it is perfectly ordinary. The old Mr. Thomas Cardew made me, in his will, guardian to his granddaughter, Miss Cecily Cardew. Cecily, who addresses me of motives of respect, which you could not possibly appreciate, lives in the country under the care of her admirable governess, Miss PRISM.
Where is that place in the country, by the way?
That is nothing to you, my dear boy. You are not going to be invited. I can say merely that it's not a place in Shropshire.
Oh, well, I know that. I Bunburied all over Shropshire on 2 different occasions. Now, go on. Tell me, why are you Ernest in town and Jack in the country?
My dear fellow, I don't believe you will be able to understand my real motives. When one is placed in the position of guardian, you know, one has to adopt a very high moral tone. As far as a high moral tone can be said to conduce to either one's health or to one's happiness. I have always pretended to have a younger brother by the name of Earnest who gets into the most dreadful of scrapes. That is the entire truth, my dear Algy, pure and simple.
The truth is rarely ever pure and never simple. No, what you are is a Bunburyist, and I was quite right in saying that. You are one of the most advanced Bunburyists I know.
What on earth do you mean?
You have invented a very useful younger brother of the name of Ernest that you might be able to come up to town whenever you so choose. Well, I have invented a very useful, permanently invalid by the name of Bunbury that I may be able to go down into the country whenever I choose. Bunbury is perfectly invaluable if it wasn't for his extraordinary bad health. For instance, I wouldn't be able to dine with you at Willis's tonight, for I have been engaged to Aunt Augusta for more than a week.
I haven't asked you to dine with me tonight.
Oh, I know that. You are perfectly horrible at sending out invitations. Nothing annoys people more than not receiving invitations.
You had much better dine with your Aunt Augusta.
I have no intention of doing anything of the kind. For starters, I dined there once already this week, and once a week is enough to dine with one's own relations. In the second place, whenever I do dine there, I'm always treated like a member of the family and either set down with 2 women or no woman at all. And in the third place, I know whom she will place me next to tonight. She will set me next to Mary Farquhar, who always flirts with her own husband across the dinner table. That sort of thing isn't very pleasant. No, it's not even decent. That sort of thing is enormously on the uprise in London. The amount of women in London who flirt with their own husbands is perfectly scandalous. It's like washing one's clean linen in public. No, besides, now that I know that you're to be in confirmed Bunburyist, I naturally want to talk to you about Bunbury. I want to tell you all the rules.
I'm not a Bunburyist at all, and in fact, if Gwendolen accepts me, I'm going to kill my brother. Yes, I'm going to kill him in any case. Cecily is a little too interested in him. It is rather boring, and I would extremely advise you to do so with your invalid friend who has an absurd name.
Nothing will induce me to part with Bunbury. And if you ever get married, which to me seems incredibly problematic, you will be happy to know Bunbury. A man who marries without knowing Bunbury has a very tedious time of it.
What nonsense! If I marry a charming girl like Gwendolen, and she is the only girl in the world that I would ever marry, I certainly would not like to know Bunbury.
Then your wife will. You see, my dear boy, you don't seem to realize that in married households, 3 is company, and 2 is none.
That is nonsense.
That must be Aunt Augusta. Now, if I get her out of the way for 10 minutes, so that way you might be able to propose to Gwendolen. May I dine with you at Willis's tonight?
I suppose so, if you want to.
Yes! But please be serious. I hate people who are never serious about their meals. It is so shallow of them.
Lady Bracknell and Miss Fairfax.
Good afternoon, dear Algernon. I hope you are behaving well.
I'm feeling very well, Aunt Augusta, thank you.
That is not quite the same thing. In fact, those two rarely go together.
You are smart!
I am always smart, aren't I, Mr. Worthing?
You are quite perfect, Miss Fairfax.
Oh, I hope I'm not that. There would be absolutely no room for development, and I intend to develop in many directions.
I apologise for being late, Algernon, but I was obliged to call on dear Lady Harbury. I hadn't seen her since her poor husband's death. I've never seen a woman look so incredibly altered. She looked about 20 years younger. Now, I'll have a nice cup of tea and one of those cucumber sandwiches you promised me.
Certainly, Aunt Augusta. Oh, good heavens! Lane! Where are the cucumber sandwiches? I ordered some specially for Aunt Augusta.
You ate.
There were no cucumbers in the market today, sir. I went down twice.
No cucumber?
Not even for ready money.
That will do, Lane. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I am greatly distressed, Aunt Augusta, about there being no cucumbers. Not even for ready money.
Oh, it really makes no matter, Algernon. I had some crumpets with Lady Harbury, who seems to be living entirely for pleasure now.
I hear her hair has turned quite gold from grief.
Oh, it certainly has changed colour, from what I cannot say.
Yes.
Thank you, dear Algernon. Now, I have quite the treat for you tonight. I'm going to set you down next to Mary Farquhar. She's such a delightful person, and so attentive to her husband. It's wonderful to watch them.
I am greatly distressed, Aunt Augusta, and I need hardly say it is a great ball, but I am going to have to give up the pleasure of dining with you tonight after all.
Oh, you can't do that, Algernon. That would put my table completely out. Your uncle would have to sit upstairs. Fortunately, he's quite accustomed to that.
It is a great bore, and I need hardly say a terrible disappointment, but I have just had a telegram stating that my poor friend Bunbury has come down incredibly ill, and they seem to think that I should be with him.
This Mr. Bunbury seems to suffer from curiously bad health.
Oh, yes. Poor Bunbury is a dreadful invalid.
Well, I must say, Algernon, I think it is high time that this Mr. Bunbury made up his mind on whether he was going to live or die. This shilly-shallying is just absurd. I mean, how could you? I ask of you to tell Bunbury to not have a relapse this Saturday, for I require you to arrange my music for me. Is that clear?
Yes, Aunt Augusta. I will speak to Bunbury, if he is still conscious. But I can guarantee he'll be all right by this Saturday. However, the music has a different difficulty, you see. If one plays good music, people don't listen. But if one plays bad music, people don't talk. However, I will gladly go over the program I have drawn out if you will kindly step into the next room with me.
Thank you, Algernon. That is very kind of you. Gwendolyn, you will come with me.
Oh, certainly, Mama.
Charming day it has been, Miss Fairfax.
Play, don't talk to me about the weather. Whenever people talk to me about the weather, I always feel quite certain that they mean something else. That makes me so nervous.
But I do mean something else.
I thought so. In fact, I'm never wrong.
And I would like to take advantage of Lady Bracknell's temporary absence.
I would advise you to do so. Mama has a way of coming back suddenly into a room that I often have to speak to her about.
Dear Gwendolyn, I have loved you more than any girl in the world. Any girl since I met you.
Yes, I'm quite aware of the fact. And an often wish that in public at any rate you had been more demonstrative. My ideal has always been to love someone by the name of Earnest. There's something about the name that instills absolute confidence. Oh, when Algernon first mentioned me that he had a friend called Earnest, I knew I was destined to love you!
You really love me, Gwendolyn.
Oh, passionately!
Oh, darling, you have no idea how happy you've made me.
My own!
Well, really, Gwendolyn, I don't really love, the name of Earnest doesn't suit me at all.
It suits you perfectly. It's a divine name. It has a music of its own. It produces vibrations.
Well, really, Gwendolyn, I think there are lots of other charming names. I think Jack, for instance, is a charming name.
Yeah. No. It's very little music in Jack. And it's all indeed. There's no thrill. It produces absolutely no vibrations. I've known many Jacks, and all with that exception have been more than usually plain. The only really safe name is Earnest.
Gwendolyn, I must get christened at once. We must get married at once. And there is no time to be lost.
Married, Mr. Worthing?
Yes, I mean, you know that I love you, and you've led me to believe, Miss Fairfax, that you are not entirely indifferent to me.
I adore you. But you haven't even proposed yet. Nothing at all has been said about marriage. The subject hasn't even been touched on.
Well, may I propose to you now?
I think it'd be an admirable opportunity. And to save you any possible disappointment, Mr. Worthing, I think it is only fair to tell you, quite frankly, that I am fully determined to accept you.
Gwendolyn!
Yes, what have you got to say to me?
You know what I've got to say to you.
Yes, but you don't. Say it.
Gwendolyn, will you... Gwendolyn, will you marry me?
Darling, how long have you been about? I'm afraid you had very little experience in proposing at all.
My own one. I have never loved anyone in the world but you.
Oh, yes, but I don't often propose for practice. I know my brother Jack does. All my girlfriends tell me so. Oh, what wonderfully brown eyes you have. They're quite brown. I hope you always look at me just like that, even when there are other people present.
Mr. Worthing, rise, sir, from the semi-recumbent posture. It is most indecorous.
Mama, I must beg you to tie up. This is no place for you. Besides, Mr. Worthing was not quite finished yet.
Finished what, I may ask?
Mama, I am engaged to be married to Mr. Worthing.
Oh, pardon me, but you are not to be engaged to anyone. when you do become engaged to someone, I or your father, should his health permit him, will inform you of the fact. Marriage is something that should come upon a young girl as a surprise, pleasant or unpleasant, as the case may be. And now, Mr. Worthing, I have a few questions to put to you. And while I am making these inquiries, Gwendolyn, you wait for me in the carriage.
Mama?
In the carriage, Gwendolyn. Gwendolyn, the carriage.
Certainly, Mama.
Do take a seat, Mr. Worthing.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell. I prefer standing.
I must inform you that you are not currently on my list of eligible young men. However, I do have the same list that the dear Duchess of Bolton has. We work together, in fact. However, I am quite ready to enter your name, should your answers be what a truly affectionate mother requires. Do you smoke?
Yes, I admit I do smoke.
I'm glad to hear it. I believe that all men should have somewhat of an occupation. There are far too many idle men in London as it is. How old are you?
29.
Very good age to be married. I hold the opinion that a man who wishes to be married should know everything or nothing. Which do you know?
I know nothing, Lady Bracknell.
I am pleased to hear it. I believe that nothing should happen with natural ignorance. What is your income?
Between 7,000 and 8,000 a year.
In land or investments?
In investments, chiefly.
That is satisfactory.
I do have a country house with some land, of course, attached to it, 1,500 acres. Though I don't depend on it for my real income. In fact, as far as I can make out, the poachers are the only people that can make anything out of it.
A country house? How many bedrooms? Well, that point can be cleared up later. You have a townhouse, I hope? A girl with a simple and unspoiled nature like Gwendolyn can hardly be expected to reside in the country. What are your politics?
I believe I really have none, Lady Bracknell. I'm a liberal unionist.
Now, on to minor matters. Are your parents living?
I have lost both of my parents.
Both? Mr. Worthing, to lose one parent may be regarded as a misfortune, but to lose both is just carelessness. Who was your father?
I don't really know. When I said that I had lost both of my parents, it'd be nearer to the truth to say that my parents seem to have lost me. I don't really know who I am by birth. Well, I was found.
Found?
Yes, Lady Bracknell. The old Mr. Thomas Cardew, a gentleman of very kindly disposition, found me and gave me the name of Worthing. He happened to have a first-class ticket to Worthing in his pocket at the time, you know. Worthing is a place in Sussex. It's a seaside resort.
Where did this Mr. Thomas, who had the first-class ticket to the seaside resort, find you?
In a handbag.
In a handbag?
Yes, a somewhat large black leather handbag with handles on it. A very ordinary handbag, in fact.
In what locality did this Mr. Thomas Cardew find you?
The cloakroom at Victoria Station.
The cloakroom at Victoria Station.
The Brighton line.
The line is immaterial. Mr. Worthing, I feel somewhat bewildered by what you have just told me. To be born, or at any rate bred in a handbag.
With handles.
Whether it had handles or not, seems to display the decencies of family life.
I don't understand what you would have me do, Lady Bracknell. I can hardly say that I would do anything in the world to ensure Gwendolyn's happiness.
Mr. Worthing, I would advise you to make a definite effort to produce at least some relatives, and also look for at least one parent of either sex before the season is quite over.
I don't see how I could possibly manage to do that. I can produce the handbag at any moment. It's in my dressing room back at home. I really think that should please you, Lady Bracknell.
Me, Mr. Worthing, what does this have to possibly do with me? You can hardly imagine that myself or Lord Bracknell would dream of allowing our only daughter, a girl brought up with the utmost care, to marry into a cloakroom and form an alliance with a parcel. Good day, Mr. Worthing.
Good day. Will you please stop whistling that ghastly tune, Algie? How idiotic you are.
Oh, didn't it go off all right, old boy? Oh, you don't mean to say that Gwendolyn refused you? Oh, she is always refusing people. It is most ill-natured of her.
Gwendolyn is right as a trivet, and as far as she is concerned, we are engaged. Her mother, however, is perfectly unbearable. I have never met such a gorgon. I don't even know what a gorgon is, but I am quite sure that Lady Bracknell is one. She is a monster. And I don't really even know what a monster is. I mean, without being a myth, really, which is rather unfair. Oh, I suppose I should be talking about your family in this way before you, my dear Algie.
My dear boy, I love hearing my relations abused. It is the only thing that makes me put up with them. You see, relations are simply just a tedious pack of people who haven't the smallest idea on how to live, nor the smallest instinct on when to die.
Oh, that is nonsense.
It isn't.
Well, I wouldn't want to argue about it. You always love to argue about things, my dear Algie.
That is what things were originally intended for.
If I thought that, I'd shoot myself. You don't think there's any chance of Gwendolyn becoming like her mother in about 150 years, do you?
All women become like their mothers. That is their tragedy. No man does. That's his.
Isn't that clever?
Oh, it's perfectly phrased. And as true as anything in civilized life should be.
I am sick to death of cleverness. Everybody is always clever nowadays. You can't go anywhere without meeting clever people. I wish to goodness we had a couple of fools left.
We have?
I'd extremely like to meet them. What do they talk about?
Oh, the fools? Well, they talk about clever people.
What? Fools?
Have you told Gwendolyn about your being Earnest in town and Jack in the country?
Oh, that isn't the sort of thing one tells a sweet, simple, innocent girl like Gwendolyn. What extraordinary ideas you have about the ways to behave to a woman.
The only way to behave to a woman is to make love to her if she's pretty. And someone else if she is plain.
Oh, that is nonsense.
Oh, well, what about your brother? What about the prolific Earnest?
Oh, by the end of the week I shall have gotten rid of him. I'll say he died in Paris of apoplexy. Lots of people die quite suddenly of apoplexy, don't they?
Yes, but that sort of thing is hereditary.
Oh.
It runs in families. You would much better say, a severe chill.
Are you sure severe chill isn't hereditary or anything of the kind?
Of course it isn't.
Okay, then I'll say my poor brother Ernest was carried off suddenly in Paris by a severe chill. That gets rid of him.
But I thought that you said that Miss Cardew was a little bit too much interested in your poor brother. Won't you feel his loss a great deal?
Oh, that is no matter. Cecily is not the silly romantic type, I'm glad to say. She has a capital appetite, goes on long walks, and pays no attention at all into her lessons.
I'd rather like to see Cecily.
And I will make sure that you never do. She's only just 18 and excessively pretty.
Have you told Gwendolyn yet about your having an excessively pretty ward who is just 18?
Oh, that isn't the sort of thing one just blurts about in public. You know, I'm perfectly certain that they are going to be the best of friends. I bet you in about half an hour they will be calling each other sister.
Women only call each other sister after calling each other lots of other things first.
Oh. That is nonsense.
Did you know that it is nearly 7?
It is always nearly 7.
Well, I'm hungry.
I never knew you when you weren't.
Well, what shall we do after dinner? Shall we, go to the theatre?
No, I loathe listening.
Then should we, go to the club?
No, I hate talking.
Well, then we might trot around the Empire
No,
by
I
10.
can't stand looking at things. It's so silly.
What should we do then?
Nothing.
Nothing. It is awfully hard doing nothing. However, I don't mind work where there is no definite object of any kind.
Miss Fairfax.
Oh, Gwendolyn, upon my word.
Algie, can I tell you back? I have something very particular to say to Mr. Worthing.
I don't think I can allow this at all, Gwendolyn.
Algie, you have always adopted a strictly immoral attitude towards life, and you are not quite old enough to do so.
My own woman.
Ernest, we may never marry. It's very clear from the expression we must face that we never shall. Very few parents nowadays pay any regard to what their children say. The old-fashioned respect for the young is fast dying out. Whatever influence I had over Mom, I lost at the age of 3.
Dear Gwendolyn.
I have your town address. What is your address in the country?
The Manor House, built in Hertfordshire.
This good postal service, I suppose? It'd be necessary to do something drastic. That, of course, will require serious consideration. I will communicate with you daily.
My own one.
How long are you in town for?
Till Monday.
Perfect. You may turn around now, Algie.
I've quite turned around already, thank you.
And you may also ring the bell.
You'll let me see you to your carriage, Gwendolyn?
Certainly.
I will see Miss Fairfax out then.
Yes, sir.
A glass of sherry, Lane.
Yes, sir.
I'm going Bunburying tomorrow, Lane. So you can lay out all my dress clothes and all the Bunbury suits and...
Yes, sir.
I hope tomorrow will be a fine day, Lane.
It never is, sir.
Lane, you're a perfect pessimist.
I do my best to give satisfaction, sir.
Now, there's a sensible, intellectual girl, and the only girl in the world that I would ever marry. What are you looking so amused about?
I'm just a little worried about my poor friend Bunbury, that is all.
Oh. You know, your poor friend Bunbury is going to get you into a serious scrape someday.
Oh, I love scrapes. They're the only things that are never serious.
My dear Algie, you are always talking nothing but nonsense.
Nobody ever does.
I just wanted to inform you that intermission has now started. I hope you have enjoyed me. And the intermission should be about 10 minutes, so you have enough time to go about your business. Thank you. Enjoy your intermission. Algernon. How do I turn this off? Algernon.
Bracknell's over 100. Wait, no, 150. Wait.
Mr. Worthing, did you let the audience know that we have 2 minutes left?
I'm eating again.
Algernon, you are always eating. For goodness sake, eat more meat.
I can't help my capital appetite, okay?
Never have, never will.
Okay, stop your bickering. We are starting the show very soon, and I don't want any mishaps. You hear me?
2 minutes.
Cecily, surely such a utilitarian occupation such as watering the flowers is a molten duty and not yours, especially when such academic pleasures await you. Your German grammar is in the drawer. Pray it up to page 15. We repeat yesterday's lesson.
But I don't like German. It is not a becoming language. I know I look quite plain after my German lesson.
Child, you know your guardian gets anxious that you improve yourself in every possible way. He laid particular stress on your German before he left town. Indeed, he always leaves particular stress on your German before he leaves town.
Dear Uncle Jack is so very serious. He's sometimes so serious I think he cannot be quite well.
He enjoys the best of his health. The gravity of his demeanor is to especially be commended in somebody so comparatively young as he is. I know no one with a greater sense of duty and responsibility.
I suppose that is why he often looks bored when we three are together.
Cecily, I am surprised at you. There is no place for idle merriment or triviality in this conversation. You must take into consideration his constant anxieties about that unfortunate young man, his brother.
I wish he would allow that unfortunate young man, his brother, to come down here sometime. I'm sure we would have a good influence over him. I know you would. You know, geology and German and things of that kind influence a man very much.
I do not believe that I could produce any effect that through a brother's own admission is so weak and vacillating. I do not believe I would have any interest to reclaim him. I'm not fond of this modern mania trend of turning bad people into good people at a moment's notice. Would you stop writing in your diary? I do not even know why you keep a diary in the first place.
I keep a diary to enter the wonderful secrets of my life. If I shouldn't write them down, I should think I forget all about them.
Memory. Memory is the diary that we all keep with us.
Yes, but it usually chronicles the things that have not happened and couldn't possibly have happened. But I think I see Dr. Chasuble entering through the garden.
Good evening, Miss Prism. You all right, Chasuble?
Dr. Chasuble, it is indeed a pleasure.
Miss Prism was just complaining of a slight headache when you came in.
Cecily, I've not mentioned anything of a headache.
I knew that. I knew it instinctively. Indeed, I was thinking about that instead of my German lesson.
Cecily, I hope you are not inattentive.
Oh, I'm afraid I am.
This is strange, for if I was Miss Prism's pupil, I would hang upon her lips. I spoke metaphorically. My metaphor was derived from bees. I suppose Mr. Worthing has not returned from town yet?
No, we do not expect him back until Monday afternoon.
Oh yes, he usually spends his Sundays in London. Well, I will not disturb Ezra and her pupil any longer.
Ezra, my name is Letitia, Doctor.
A classical allusion merely, drawn from the pagan authors. I shall see you both, no doubt, at every song.
Actually, I believe I am starting to get quite the headache. I will take that walk with you, Doctor.
With pleasure. We shall go as far as the school and back.
Horrid political economy. Horrid geology. Horrid German.
Mr. Earnest Worthing has just driven over from the station. He has brought his luggage with him.
Mr. Ernest Worthing, before the Albany W. Uncle Jack's brother. Did you tell him Mr. Worthing was in town?
Yes, miss. He seemed very much disappointed. I mentioned to him that you and Miss Prism were in the garden. He seemed, he said he was very anxious to speak to you privately for a moment.
Tell Mr. Ernest Worthing to come here. I suppose you better talk about a room for him.
Yes, please.
I've never really met any wicked person before. I feel rather frightened. I'm so afraid he'll look like everyone else. He does?
You are little Cecily, I'm sure.
You must be mistaken. I'm not little. In fact, I am usually tall for my age. But yes, I am Cecily. And you, I see from your card, are my Uncle Jack's wicked brother Ernest.
I'm not really wicked at all. You mustn't think that I'm wicked, Cecily.
If you are not, you have certainly been deceiving us in a very inexcusable manner. I hope you have not been leading a double life, pretending to be wicked and be good all the time. That would be hypocrisy.
Now that you mention it, I have been rather reckless.
I am glad to hear it.
In fact, now that you mention it, I've been very bad in my own small way.
I don't think you should be very proud of that. Though I know it must have been very pleasant.
Oh, it is much pleasanter being here with you.
But I don't understand why you're here at all. Uncle Jack won't be back until Monday afternoon.
Oh, that is a terrible disappointment. I'm obliged to go up by the first train on Monday.
But couldn't you miss it anywhere but in London?
The appointment is in London.
I see. Well, I know how important it is to keep a business engagement if one wants to retain any sense of the beauty of life. But I think you should stay until Uncle Jack comes back. He wants to talk to you about your immigrating.
About my what?
You're immigrating. He's gone up to buy your outfit.
Oh, that is absurd. I would never let Jack buy my clothes. He has no taste in neckties at all.
I don't think you will require neckties. He's sending you to Australia.
Australia? I'd sooner die.
Well, he said at dinner on Wednesday that you would have to choose between this world, the next world, or Australia.
Well, the accounts that I've heard of Australia and the next world are not particularly enthusiastic. This world is good enough for me.
Yes, but are you good enough for it?
Oh, I'm afraid I'm not that, Cecily. That is why I've come down to ask you to reform me, if you might make that your mission.
Well, I haven't had time this afternoon.
Would you mind me reforming myself this afternoon?
That's rather quixotic of you, but I think you should try.
Thank you. I feel better already.
You're looking a little worse.
That is because I'm hungry.
How could I forgot? When one is going to lead an entirely new life, one needs regular and wholesome meals. Won't you come in?
Thank you. You know, you are the prettiest girl I ever saw.
Miss Prism says that good looks are a snare.
A snare that any sensible man would like to be caught in.
I don't think I would like to catch a sensible man. I wouldn't know what to talk to him about.
from bees?
Ah, yes. You see, it's a classical illusion.
Oh, that's a very nice metaphor, Doctor. Mr. Worthing!
I've arrived sooner than expected, Dr. Chausible. I hope you're well.
Mr. Worthing, I hope this garb of woe is not bestoken some terrible calamity.
My brother!
Still leading his life of pleasure?
Dead!
Your brother Earnest dead?
Yes, yes, quite dead.
You have my sincerest condolences, Mr. Worthing.
Oh,
You at least have the condolence of knowing that you were always the most generous and forgiving of brothers.
my poor brother Ernest, he had many faults. This is a sad, sad blow.
Very sad indeed. Were you with him in the end?
No, he died abroad in Paris. I received a telegram from the manager of the Grand Hotel last night.
Is it the cause of death mentioned?
By severe jealousy.
Oh, as a man sows, he reaps.
Charity, Miss Prism, charity. None of us are perfect. I myself am susceptible to serious draughts. Will the interment take place here?
No, he seemed to have expressed a desire to be buried abroad in Paris.
In Paris? That doesn't seem to constitute any serious state of mind in the least. You would with no doubt have me at least...
You mentioned christenings, Dr. Chausible. You can christen all right. Oh, I mean, you are continually christening, aren't you?
Mr. Worthing, your brother Ernest was unmarried, was he not?
Oh, yes.
People who live for pleasure usually are.
No, no, it is not for any child, my dear doctor. I am very fond of children. No, the fact is, I myself would like to get christened, you know, this afternoon, if you've nothing better to do.
Ah, yes. The christening of adults is a perfectly canonical practice.
Maybe... How about 5? Would 5 work for you?
Perfectly, perfectly. I have 2 similar ceremonies to be performed at that hour. A case of twins has occurred in one of the outlying cottages on your own estate.
Oh, I don't find much fun in being christened along with other children. It is childish. You know, no, I would like to be... How would 5:30?
Admirably, admirably. Now, I will not intrude in this house of sorrow any longer. I must merely beg you to not be so bowed down by grief. What seems to us bitter trials are often blessings in disguise.
This seems to be a blessing in the most obvious of kind.
Uncle Jack! Oh, I am so pleased to see you back!
Oh, what horrid clothes you have on. So it changed that.
Cecily!
Uncle Jack, what is the matter?
You look as if you got a toothache.
And do be happy. Well, who do you think is in the dining room? Your brother!
My brother!
Your brother Ernest! He has just arrived about a half an hour ago.
What nonsense! I haven't got it.
Uncle Jack, do not say that. However badly he may have behaved to you in the past, he's still your brother. You wouldn't be as heartless as to disown him. I'll tell him to come out, and you'll shake hands with him, won't you?
These are joyful tidings?
After his loss, his sudden return seems particularly distressing.
My brother Ernest is in the dining room. I don't know it. Good heavens!
Brother John! I have come up from town expressly to apologize to you. I wanted to tell you how sorry I am, and that I intend to lead a better life in the future.
Uncle Jack, you're not going to refuse your own brother's hand.
Nothing will induce me to take his hand. I think his coming down here is disgraceful, and she knows perfectly well why.
Uncle Jack, do be nice. There is good in everyone. Mr. Ernest was just telling me about his poor invalid friend, Mr. Bunbury, whom he goes to visit so very often. And there must be much good in one that is kind to an invalid, leaving the pleasures of London to sit by a bed of pain.
Oh, he's been talking about Bunbury, hasn't he?
Yes, he has told me all about Mr. Bunbury and his poor state of health.
Well, I won't have him talking about Bunbury or anything else. It is enough to drive one perfectly frantic.
I admit the faults were all on my end, but I must say, I think Brother John's coldness to me is most upsetting. I expected a more enthusiastic welcome, seeing how it is my first time coming here.
Uncle Jack, if you do not shake Ernest's hand, I will never forgive you.
Never forgive me.
Never, never, never!
This is the last time I shall ever do it.
It is pleasant, isn't it? To see such perfect reconciliation between brothers. Well, I think it best we leave the two brothers alone.
You young scoundrel, Algie! You've got to get out of this place at once. I don't allow any bunburying here.
Oh, it is absurd. One has a right to bunbury wherever one chooses.
I have put Mr. Ernest's things in the room next to yours, sir. I suppose that is all right.
What?
I'm afraid I can't stay more than a week this time around.
Merriman, order the dog cart out at once. Mr. Earnest has been suddenly called back to town.
Yes, sir.
What a fearful liar you are, Jack. I haven't been called at all.
Yes, you have.
I haven't heard anyone call me.
Your duty as a gentleman calls you back to town.
My duty as a gentleman has never interfered with my pleasures.
I can quite understand that.
Well, Cecily is a darling.
And you are not to talk of Miss Cardew like that. I don't like it.
I don't like your clothes. Do go and change them. It is perfectly disgraceful to be in deep mourning for a man who's really staying with you for a whole week as a guest in your house.
No, you are not going to stay with me for a week, or as a guest, or as anything else, and you know perfectly well why.
Well, I shouldn't leave you as long as you're in mourning. It would be perfectly horrible. I suppose you shouldn't leave me if I was in mourning. It would be most unfriendly.
Will you go if I change my clothes?
Yes, but don't take too long. I've never seen somebody take so long to change without such little result.
Oh, your vanity is ridiculous. Your conduct is an outrage. Your presence in this very garden is absolutely absurd, and however, you have got to catch the 4:05 train, and I hope you have a pleasant journey back to town, for this bunburying, as you call it, is not to be a great success for you.
I think it's been a great success. I'm in love with Cecily, and that's everything. Oh, I must see her at once before I make arrangements for another bunbury.
Oh, I merely came back to water the roses. I thought you were with Uncle Jack.
He's going to order the dog cart.
Oh, is he taking you for a nice drive?
He's going to send me away.
Then we have got to part.
Yes, it is a most painful parting.
It is always painful to part from one you've just been introduced, but even a momentary separation from one is almost unbearable.
Thank you. Forgive me.
The dog cart is at the door, sir.
It can wait, Merriman, for 5 minutes.
Yes, miss.
Forgive me for speaking quite frankly and openly, but you are the absolute personification of absolute perfection.
I think your frankness does you great credit, Ernest. I shall copy your remark into my diary.
You keep a diary? Oh, do let me read it.
Oh, no. It is simply a very young girl's copy of her thoughts and impressions and subsequently made for publication. And when it comes out in volume form, I hope you will order a copy, but pray, do not stop, Ernest. I delight in taking down from dictation. I have reached absolute perfection. You can go on. I am quite ready for more. Do not cough, Ernest. When one is dictating, one should speak fluently and not cough. Besides, I don't know how to spell a cough.
Cecily, from the moment I first saw you, I dared to love you. Hopelessly, wildly, passionately, devotedly.
You sweet boy. Do you have to go?
Dog-hearted waiting.
Tell it to come around next week at the same time.
Uncle Jack is going to be very annoyed to know that you're staying until next week at the same hour.
Oh, I don't care what Jack thinks at all. I don't care what anybody thinks in this whole world except for you. Will you marry me, Cecily, won't you?
Oh, you silly boy, of course I will. Why, we have been engaged for the last 3 months.
The last 3 months?
Yes, 3 months on Thursday.
Cecily? When was this engagement finalized?
Well, after Uncle Jack told us that he had a younger brother who was very wicked and bad, you of course became the topic of conversation between myself and Miss Prism. And a man who is very talked about is very attractive. I say it was foolish of me, but I fell in love with you, Ernest.
But how did we become engaged?
Well, after a long struggle with myself, after your ignorance of my existence, I accepted you under this dear old tree here. The next day, I bought this little ring with a true lover's bangle that I promised you always to wear.
That's really pretty. I got that for you?
Oh, yes, you have great taste, Ernest. It is my excuse for you leading such a bad life. Oh, and here is where I keep all your dear letters.
I haven't written you any letters.
Oh, you need hardly remind me of that, Ernest. I remember all too well how I was forced to write your letters for you. I wrote 3 times a day, and sometimes oftener.
Do let me read them,
Oh,
Cecily.
no. It would make you far too conceited. The 3 you wrote to me after I broke off our engagement were so beautiful and so badly spelled that I can hardly read them without crying a little.
But was our engagement ever broke off?
Well, of course it was, on the 22nd of last March. You can read the entry if you like. I broke off my engagement with Ernest. I felt it was better to do so. The weather continues charming.
But why was our engagement broken up? What had I done? I haven't done anything. You know, I think it is most heartbreaking, you breaking off our engagement, especially when the weather was so particularly charming.
Well, it wouldn't have been a very serious engagement if it hadn't been broken off at least once. But I forgave you before the week was out.
Cecily.
My dear romantic boy, your hair, it curls naturally, does it?
Yes. With a little help from others.
I am so glad.
But, Cecily, you will never break off our engagement again.
I don't think I could now that we have actually met. But there is the question of your name.
Oh, yes.
You mustn't laugh at me, but it has always been a girlish dream of mine to marry a man named Earnest. The name inspires absolute confidence. I pity any poor woman who's not married to a man named Ernest.
Cecily, you mean to say that you couldn't love me if I had some other name?
But what name?
Oh, any name you like. Algernon, for instance.
Algernon. Algernon. But I don't like the name Algernon.
But I think Algernon's a rather great name. I think it's a rather aristocratic name. Half of the bankruptcy lawyers in London are named Algernon. But seriously, Cecily, you mean to say you couldn't love me if my name was Algernon?
I might respect you. I might admire your character, but I don't think I could give you all of my attention.
Your rector here is, experienced in all the ceremonials of the church, including christenings?
Oh, yes. He's a very learned man. He has never written a single book, so you can imagine how much he knows.
I must see him at once on a most important christening. I mean a most important business.
Oh.
I shall not be gone for more than half an hour.
Considering we have been engaged for the last 3 months, and we have just met today for the first time, I find it odd that you could leave for so
Mr. Worthing went over in the rectory some time ago.
Tell Miss Fairfax to come here. I'm sure he will be back soon, and you can bring tea.
Yes, miss.
Miss Fairfax. Pray, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Cecily Cardew.
Ooh, Cecily Cardew? What a very sweet name. I can tell we're going to be the best of friends. I like you more than I can already say. My first impressions of people are never wrong.
How nice of you to like me after we've known each other for such a short period of time. Hey, would you like to sit down?
I may call you Cecily, may I not?
Of course.
And you will always call me Gwendolyn, won't you?
If you wish.
But it's all quite settled, is it not?
I hope so.
This may be a favourite opportunity of mentioning who I am. My father is Lord Bracknell. You've heard of Papa, I suppose.
I don't think so.
Outside of the family circle, Papa is, I'm glad to say, entirely unknown. I think that's as it should be. The family circle seems to be the only proper sphere for a man. Do you mind me looking at you through my looking glass?
Of course not, Gwendolyn. I'm quite fond of being looked at.
You are here on short visit, I suppose.
Oh, no, I live here.
Really?
Yes.
Your mother, no doubt, are some female relative of advanced years besides yourself.
No, I have no mother, no, in fact, any relations.
Indeed.
Yes, my guardian, with the assistance of Miss Prism, has the arduous task of looking after me.
Your guardian?
I am Mr. Worthing's ward.
No. He never mentioned to me he had a ward. How mysterious of him. He grows more interesting hourly. I am very fond of you, Cecily. But now that I know that you are Mr. Worthing's ward, I think it is only fair to tell you that I have a desire that you were, well, a little bit older than you seem to be, and not quite as alluring. If I may speak candidly.
Pray, do. I believe that when one is going to be unpleasant, one should be quite candid.
Well, to speak with perfect candor, Cecily. I wish you were fully 42, and more than usually plain for your age. Ernest has a strong, upright nature. He's the very soul of truth and honesty. Just loyalty is impossible to miss deception.
Pardon me. Did you say Ernest?
Yes.
But it is not Mr. Ernest Worthing who is my guardian. It is his brother, his eldest brother.
You never mentioned to me that he had a brother.
I'm sorry to say they have not been on good terms for a long time.
Cecily, you have lifted a load from my mind. I was growing almost anxious. It would have been terrible for a cloud to come across a friendship like ours, would it not? Of course, you are quite sure that it is not Mr. Earnest Worthing who's your guardian?
Quite sure. In fact, I am going to be his.
I beg your pardon.
It makes no sense for me to make a secret of it to you, Gwendolyn, for a local county paper is sure to chronicle the fact that Ernest and I are engaged to be married.
I think there might be some slight error, Cecily. For Mr. Ernest Worthing is engaged to me. The announcer will appear on the Morning Post at Saturday at the latest.
I know there must be some misunderstanding, for Ernest proposed to me exactly 10 minutes ago.
It is certainly very curious, Cecily. For Ernest proposed to me yesterday at 5:30. If you'd like to verify the incident, pray do so. I never
travel without my diary. I am so sorry, Cecily, if it's any disappointment to you, but I'm afraid that I have the prior claim.
It pains me more than I can tell you if it causes you any mental or physical anguish, but I feel bound to point out that since Earnest proposed to you, he has clearly changed his mind.
The poor boy has been entrapped in some foolish engagement. I will consider it my duty to rescue him at once and with a firm hand.
Whatever entanglement my poor boy has gone into, I shall never reproach him with it when we are married.
Do you allude to me, Miss Cardew, as an entanglement?
Do you suggest, Miss Fairfax, that I entrapped Earnest into an engagement? How dare you! This is no time for wearing the shadow mask of manners. When I see a spade, I shall call it a spade.
I am glad to say I've never seen a spade! It is very clear that our social upbringings have been wildly different. Shall I make the tea here as usual, miss?
Yes, as usual.
Are there many interesting walks in the vicinity, Miss Cardew?
Oh yes, a great many. On top of one of the mountains, one can see 5 counties.
Oh, 5 counties! I don't think I should like that hay crowds.
Oh, I suppose that is why you live in town.
What a well-kept garden this is, Miss Cardew!
I'm so glad you like it, Miss Fairfax.
I didn't know there were any flowers in the country.
Oh yes, there are a great many. Flowers always come in here, Miss Fairfax, as people are in London.
I don't know how anybody lives in the country. If anybody does, it always seems to bore me to death.
Would you like some tea, Miss Fairfax?
Oh, thank you, detestable girl. And I require tea.
Sugar.
No, sugar is hardly fashionable.
Cake or bread and butter?
Bread and butter, please. Cake is rarely seen at the best houses.
And that to Miss Fairfax.
You have filled my tea with lumps of sugar, and though I asked most distinctly for bread and butter, you have given me cake. I am known for the gentleness of my disposition and the sweetness of my nature, but I warn you, Miss Cardew, you may go too far.
To save my poor boy from the machinations of any woman, there is no length I would not go.
From the moment I saw you, I distrusted you. I felt you were false and deceitful. I am never deceived in such manners. My first impressions of people are invariably right.
Well, it seems I have trespassed on your valuable time. It seems that you have very many characters to call in the neighborhood.
Earnest! My own Earnest! Get over here. A moment. Are you engaged to be married to this young lady?
To my dear little Cecily, why of course not. What could have ever put such an idea into your pretty little head?
Thank you. You may.
I knew there must have been some misunderstanding. The man you are embracing is not Ernest. He is Mr. John Worthing.
Oh,
I beg your pardon.
This is Uncle Jack.
Jack. Oh.
Here is Ernest.
Oh, my sweet darling.
A moment. Are you engaged to be married to this young woman?
to what young
young Gwen. Good heavens, Gwendolyn.
Yes, to good heavens, Yes, to Gwendolyn.
Of course not. What could have ever put such an idea into a pretty little head?
You may.
I thought there was some slight error. For the man who is currently embracing you is my cousin, Mr. ALGERNON!
Great!
ALGERNON!
Are you called ALGERNON?
I cannot deny
Oh! Is your name really?
John. I could deny it if I liked. I could deny anything if I liked. My name certainly is John. It's been John for years.
A gross deception has been played on the both of us.
Oh, my poor wounded Cecily!
My sweet wronged Gwendolyn!
You will call me sister, will you not?
Of course! There is just one question I would like to be allowed to ask my guardian.
And I've no idea. Mr. Worthing, there's just one question I'd like to be permitted to ask you. Where is your brother Earnest? We are both engaged to be married to your brother Earnest, so it is so vital importance to us that we know where your brother Earnest is.
Cecily. Gwendolyn. It is very painful for me to be forced to speak to you the truth, but I have no brother at all. I have no brother Ernest, and I certainly do not intend on having a brother, not even of any kind, in the future.
No. No brother.
None.
None of any kind?
No, not even of any kind.
It's become very clear to me, Cecily, that neither of us are engaged to be married.
It is not a pleasant position to find a young girl in, is it? Let's go into the house. They will hardly venture after us. And no, men are so cowardly, aren't they?
This ghastly state of things is what you call bunburying, I suppose?
Yes, and the most wonderful bunbury I've ever had in my life.
Well, you have no right whatsoever to bunbury here.
Oh, it is absurd. One has a right to bunbury wherever one chooses. Every serious bunbury says
Serious
that.
bunburies, good heavens!
Well, everybody should be serious about something. I have the smallest idea of everything I should fancy. What on earth are you serious
The
about?
only small satisfaction I have in the entirety of this wretched business is that your poor friend Bunbury has been quite exploded. Yes, you won't be able to come up to the country as usually as you do, my dear Algie. And a very good thing, too.
Your brother's looking a little off color, isn't he, dear Jack? Oh, looks like you won't be able to come up to town whenever you so choose. And not such a bad thing either.
And as for your conduct towards Miss Cardew, I think you taking a sweet, simple, innocent girl like that is quite inexcusable. Nothing the fact that she is my ward.
Well, I can see there being no possible defense for you deceiving a brilliant, smart, and well-educated girl like Miss Fairfax. Nothing to mention the fact that she is my cousin.
I am in love with Gwendolyn, and I am engaged to her, and I am king. I just love her, please.
Well, I just wanted to be engaged to Cecily. I adore her.
Well, there is no chance of you marrying Miss Cardew.
Well, I can see there being very little possibility of you and Miss Fairfax being united.
That is no business of yours.
If it was my business, I certainly wouldn't talk about it. Nobody ever talks about those sort of things except the stockbrokers and people like that.
How can you sit there, calmly eating muffins when we are in this tragic state of things I cannot make out? It is perfectly heartless of you.
Whenever I'm in a great trouble, eating is the only thing I can solve. Plus, I cannot eat muffins in an agitated manner. The butter would probably get on my cuffs.
I think it is perfectly absurd of you eating muffins under the circumstances.
Like I just said. Whenever I'm in a great trouble, eating is the only thing that consoles me. In fact, whenever I'm in a great trouble, as anybody who knows me intimately will tell you, I refuse everything except for food and drink. I am eating muffins at the present moment because I am unhappy.
Well, there is no reason for you to be eating them that greedy way!
I wish you would have the tea cake instead. I am particularly fond of muffins.
I suppose a man should eat his own muffins in his own garden.
But you just said that it was perfectly heartless to eat muffins.
I said it was perfectly heartless of you under the circumstances.
Yes. But the muffins are the same.
No.
Refuse to leave.
I wish to goodness you would go.
Well, you can't possibly ask me to leave without having dinner. I never go anywhere without my dinner. Nobody ever does, except vegetarians and people like that. Besides, I have just made arrangements with Dr. Chausible to be christened at 6:45 under the name of Earnest.
No. The sooner you give up that nonsense, the better. I have made arrangements with Dr. Chausible to be christened at 5:30, and I would naturally like to take the name of Earnest. Gwendolyn would wish it. We can't both be christened Earnest. That is absurd. And I have every right to be christened if I like, and there is no evidence at all that I have ever been christened by anybody, and I should think it extremely probable if I ever was. And so does Dr. Chausible. It is entirely different in your case. You have been christened already.
Yes. But I have not been christened for years.
But you've been christened. That is the important thing.
You know, I think it is rather dangerous you're venturing on it now. Couldn't you have forgotten that somebody very near to you was nearly carried off in Paris by a severe chill?
But you said yourself a severe chill wasn't hereditary.
It used to be, I dare say. But science is always making wonderful improvements in things. No! I told you. I was particularly fond of muffins.
But I hate tea cake.
Do you want tea cake?
Algie, I wish to goodness you would go. I have already asked you to leave. Please, just go.
I haven't quite finished my tea yet. Besides, there's still one muffin left. Jack!
The fact that they did not follow me at once into the house seems to show that they still have some sense of shame left.
They're eating muffins. That seems like repentance.
They don't seem to notice us. Couldn't you cough?
But I haven't a cough.
Oh, they're looking at us. What a front-spring.
They're approaching. How forward of them.
Let us preserve a dignified silence.
Certainly, that is all one can do now.
This dignified silence seems to produce an unpleasant effect.
A most distasteful one.
But we will not be the first to speak.
Certainly not.
Just a word then. There's something very
question. Why did you pretend to be Uncle Jack's brother?
In order that I might have the opportunity of meeting you?
His explanation does seem satisfactory.
Yes, dear. If you can believe them.
I don't. But that doesn't eliminate the wonderfulness of his reply.
True. And matters of grave importance, style, not sincerity is the vital thing. Mr. Worthing, what explanation can you give to me for pretending to have a brother at all? Is it so that you could come out to town as often as you like just to see me?
And you doubt it, Miss Fairfax?
The explanations appear to be satisfactory, especially Mr. Worthing's, that seems to have some stamp of truth upon it.
Mr. Moncrief's voice inspires one with absolute credulity.
Then you think we should forgive them?
Yes, I mean, no.
Yes. Of course, I'd forgotten. His principles at stake and one must not surrender. Which one should tell them? It's not a simple task.
Couldn't we speak at the same time?
Oh, a wonderful idea. I nearly always speak at the same time as others. Will you take time for me?
Of course. Your Christian names are still an inseparable barrier. That is all.
Our Christian names? Is that all? But we are going to be christened this afternoon.
For my sake, are you prepared to do such a terrible thing?
I am.
To please me, are you ready to face this fearful ordeal?
I am? Darling!
Lady Bracknell.
Good heavens!
Gwendolyn, what is this?
It means, Mama, that I'm engaged to be married to Mr. Worthing.
Mr. Worthing,
Come here.
you must understand that all communication with my daughter must cease immediately. On this point and on all points, I am
I am engaged to be married to Gwendolyn, Lady Bracknell.
Oh, you are nothing of the kind. Now, as regards to Algernon. Algernon!
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
Is this the house in which your invalid friend, Mr. Bunbury, resides?
Oh, no, Bunbury doesn't live here. No, Bunbury's actually somewhere else at present. In fact, Bunbury's dead.
Dead? When did Mr. Bunbury die? His death must have been extremely sudden.
Oh, well, I killed him. I mean, Bunbury died this afternoon.
What did he die?
Oh, well, Bunbury, he was quite, exploded.
Was this Mr. Bunbury a victim of revolutionary outrage? I was not aware that he was interested in social legislation. If so, he is well punished for his morbidity.
No, what I mean, Aunt Augusta, is that Bunbury was found out. You see, the doctors found out that Bunbury could not live anymore, and so Bunbury died.
Well, it seems that Mr. Bunbury has great confidence in that of his physicians. I'm glad, however, that he finally made up his mind. Now that this Mr. Bunbury is out of the picture, Mr. Willing, who is that young lady who is with my nephew Algernon?
That is Miss Cecily Cardew, my wall.
I am engaged to be married to Cecily, Aunt Augusta.
I beg your pardon.
Me and Mr. Moncrief are engaged to be married, Lady Bracknell.
I do not know if there's something in the air this particular part of Hertfordshire. The number of engagements that go on seems to be above the proper average that statistics have laid out for our advisement. I believe some preliminary inquiry on my behalf is not entirely out of the question. Mr. Worthing, is Miss Cardew at all connected with any of the larger railway stations in London? I merely desire information. It was not until yesterday I realized that there were people or families who had the origin inside of a terminus.
Miss Cardew is the granddaughter of the Mr. Thomas Cardew. I also have in my possession certificates of her birth, baptism, confirmation, whooping cough, vaccination, registration, and the measles of both the English and the German variety.
Ah, a life crowded with incident, it seems. Though, it's too much for a young girl. I'm not in favor of premature experiences. Gwendolyn, come. The time approaches for our departure. Mr. Worthing, pray make it quick. Does Miss Cardew have any little fortune whatsoever?
Oh. About £130,000 in funds. That is all Lady Bracknell could buy, so pleased to have seen you.
Ah, a moment, Mr. Worthing. £130,000. And in the funds. This Mrs. Cardew seems to be the most attractive young lady now that I look at her. Come here, sweet child. You are so beautiful. Your clothing is somewhat interesting, and your hair seems as if nature might have left it, but we may soon alter that. Kindly turn around, Miss Cardew. No, the side profile is what I would like. Exactly. Algernon.
Yes, Aunt Augusta.
There are distinct social possibilities in Miss Cardew's profile.
Cecily is the sweetest, dearest, prettiest girl in the whole world, and I don't care 2 pence about social possibilities.
Never speak that way about society ever again, Algernon. Only people who do that can't get into it. Well, I suppose I give you my consent.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Cecily, you may hug me.
Thank you, Lady Bracknell.
You may call me Aunt Augusta for the future.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
The engagement, I think, and marriage better take place quite quickly. Very, very quickly indeed.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
Thank you, Aunt Augusta.
I'm not in favor of long engagements. They give people the opportunity of finding out one's true character before marriage, which I believe is never advisable.
Your pardon for interrupting you, Lady Bracknell, but this engagement is quite out of the question. I am Miss Cardew's guardian, and she cannot marry without my consent until she legally becomes of age. That consent I absolutely decline to give.
On what grounds, may I ask, Mr. Worthing? Algernon is extremely, I must almost say, ostentatiously eligible young man. He looks nothing, but has everything. What more can one desire?
It pains me to speak frankly to you, Lady Bracknell, about your nephew, but I do not approve of his moral character, and I suspect him of being untruthful.
Untruthful? My nephew? He is an Oxian.
I believe there can be no possible doubt on the matter. This afternoon, he obtained admission to my house under the false pretense of being my brother.
The wine is gone, sir.
I have just been informed by my butler you drank an entire pint bottle of my Pierre Jouet. Route 89, a wine I was specifically reserving for myself. Oh, and continuing his disgraceful deception, he succeeded in alienating the affections of my only ward. He subsequently stayed to tea and devoured every single muffin. And what makes his conduct all the more heartless is he was perfectly well aware of the fact that I have no brother at all, And I certainly don't intend on having one, not even of any kind in the future. And I specifically told him yesterday afternoon.
Mr. Worthing, I will overlook my nephew's conduct to you.
That is very generous of you, Lady Bracknell. But my decision, however, is irrevocable. I continue to decline to give you my consent.
Come here! Come here, sweet child. How old are you, darling?
Well, I'm 18, but I admit to 20 at evening parties.
Oh, you are perfectly right in making some slight alteration. Every woman does that. However, it is not long before you are of age and free from the constraints of tutelage. So I really think your guardian's consent is not at all important.
I beg your pardon for interrupting you again, Lady Bracknell. But I think it is only fair that I tell you that according to the terms of her grandfather's will, Miss Guardian does not legally become of age until she is 30.
Well, that is truly not a grave matter. 35 is a well-rounded age matter.
Mr. Moncrief, do you think that you could wait for me until I was 35?
Of course I could. You know I could, Cecily.
I knew it. I knew it instinctively. I can't wait until I'm 35. I hate waiting for someone for even 5 minutes. I mean, I like patience in others, but I don't have patience. I don't think I could wait until 35.
What is to be done?
I don't know, Mr. Moncrief.
My dear Mr. Worthing, Miss Cardew seems to see that she cannot wait until she is 35, which I believe shows somewhat of an impatient nature. I believe you should reconsider your decision.
But my dear Lady Bracknell, the decision is entirely in your own hands. The moment you consent to my marriage with Gwendolyn, I will allow your nephew to form an alliance with my ward.
My dear Mr. Worthing, what you propose is entirely out of the question.
Then a passionate celibacy is that any of us can look forward to.
Oh, well, that is not what I desire for Gwendolyn. Algernon, however, can make up his own mind.
Everything is quite ready for the christenings.
The christening, sir? Is that not somewhat premature?
Both these men have expressed immediate desire for baptism.
At their age? The idea is grotesque and irreligious. Algernon, I forbid you to be baptized. Lord Bracknell will be highly displeased if he learned that this was the way in which you wasted both your time and your money.
Am I to understand that there should be no baptisms this afternoon?
I don't think, as things are at this present stage, it would be much practical use to either of us, Dr. Chausible.
I am grieved to hear such sentiments from you, Mr. Worthing. But I have just been informed by the pew owner that Miss Prism has been waiting for me for the past hour and a half in the vestry.
Miss Prism. Did I hear you mention Miss Prism, Chausible?
Yes, I am on my way to meet her.
Pray, allow me to detain you for a moment. This might be of vital importance to Lord Bracknell and myself. Is this Miss Prism a female of a repellent aspect and remotely connected with education?
She is the most cultivated of ladies and the picture of respectability.
It is quite obviously the same person. Get her immediately, please.
She approaches. She is nigh.
I was told you expected me in the vestry, dear Canon. I have been waiting for an hour and 3/4.
Prism! Come here, Prism. Prism, where is that baby? 28 years ago, you left Lord Bracknell's house in charge of a perambulator, which contained a baby of the male sex. You never returned. However, several weeks later, through the help of the Metropolitan Police, the perambulator was discovered with a 3-volume novel in it, which was particularly distasteful. But the baby was not inside of it. Where is the baby, Prism.
Well, Lady Bracknell, I am afraid to admit that I do not know. On the day that you mentioned, a day that is forever branded into my memory, I planned to take the baby out in his perambulator, per usual, but I also had with me a black handbag that contains the work of fiction that I had been writing. And in a moment of mental abstraction, I may or may not have placed the manuscripts in the bassinet and placed the baby in the handbag.
Miss Grissom, I insist on knowing where you deposited the handbag.
Do not ask me, Mr. Worthing.
This is no matter of small importance. I need to know where you deposited the handbag that contained that infant.
The cloakroom of a railway station in London.
What railway station?
Victoria, the Brighton line.
Oh! I must retire to my room for a moment. Gwendolyn, you will wait for me.
If you are not long, I will wait here forever.
What does this mean, Lady Brown?
I have absolutely no idea. This sort of thing is not supposed to happen in families of high status.
Uncle Jack sounds strangely agitated.
Oh God, he's very emotional nature.
It's particularly distasteful. It sounds as if he's having an argument. I very much dislike arguments. They are often convincing and very vulgar.
It has stopped now?
Oh, I wish we would arrive at some conclusion.
The suspense is terrible. I hope it'll last.
Is this the Prism of the handbag, Miss Prism? Examine it carefully before you speak. The happiness of one of my lives depends on your answer.
It appears to be mine. See, here is the stain from the explosion of a tempered beverage. Oh, and look, here is where, in a moment of extravagance, I got my initials graved on it. It is undoubtedly mine. It's great to have it returned to me after being without it. I was so inconvenient being without it all of these years.
Miss Prism, more has been restored to you than this handbag. I was the baby you placed in it.
You?
Yes, Mother.
Mr. Worthing, I am unmarried.
Unmarried? I do admit that is a serious blow. But who can cast a stone against one who has suffered? Should not repentance wipe out any act of folly? Why shall there be one law for men and another for women? Mother, I forgive you.
I am afraid you are mistaken. But I do believe there's someone who could tell you who you really are.
Lady Bracknell, I'd hate to seem inquisitive, but could you kindly inform me as to who I am?
The news might not altogether please you, but you are the son of my poor sister, Mrs. Moncrief,
Oh!
and consequently Algernon's elder brother.
Algy's elder brother? Then I have a brother after all! Cecily, how could you ever doubted that I ever had a brother? Dr. Chausible, my unfortunate brother. Miss Prism, my unfortunate brother. Gwendolyn, my unfortunate brother. Oh dear, Algy, you've never treated me at all like a brother in your life.
Well, not till today, old boy, although I have to admit, I have been out of practice.
My own, but what own are you? What is your Christian name?
Oh, I had quite forgotten about that fact. Your decision on the subject of my name, however, is irrevocable, I suppose.
I never change, except my affections.
What noble nature you have, Gwendolyn.
Well then, the question must get cleared up at once. Aunt Augusta, at the time when Miss Prism had left me in the handbag, had I been christened already?
Every luxury money could buy was given to you by your fond and doting parents.
Then I was christened. Now what was the name I was given? Let me know the rest.
Well, being the eldest, you were naturally christened after your father.
But what was my father's Christian name?
I cannot, at this distinct moment, remember what the general's Christian name was, but I do know he had one. He was eccentric, but only in later life. But that was the result of the Indian climate and indigestion and family life and all other things of that sort.
Algernon, can you recollect what your father's Christian name was?
My dear boy, we were never even on speaking terms. He died before I was a year old.
Then his name would appear in the army list of the period, I suppose, Aunt Augusta.
He was a peaceful man, except for in his domestic life. But I have no doubt that his name would be in a military directory.
Okay, the army list of the last 40 years are here. Oh, these delightful records should have been my consented study. Okay, M. Generals Malaham, Maxbaham, Marksby. What ghastly names they have. Smeed, Mobs. Christian names. Ernest John. My name is Ernest everywhere. Gwendolyn. Oh, Gwendolyn.
No, Ernest! My own Ernest, I knew from the very moment you could have no other name.
Oh, Gwendolyn. It's so hard. It's so painful for me to be living my life, having spoken nothing but the truth. Can you forgive me?
I know you are sure to change.
Oh, Gwendolyn.
I knew I had a particular reason for disliking the name.
Cecily! Gwendolyn at last.
My nephew, you're displaying signs of triviality.
Quite on the contrary, Aunt Augusta. I have just realized for the first time in my life the vital importance of being earnest.
As anyone on stage with me tonight will tell you, it is not at all a smooth day. We've had about 2.5 months to put this show together, which was one of the quickest turnarounds this program has ever had, which meant that rehearsal time was precious. We got most of the basic stuff. We did a lot of rehearsals for most of the work. It was actually done by these guys outside of rehearsals. I think it turned out really well. As I said, I really commend
No, especially because the lights are.
I know.
It's like.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Lights? Okay.
Okay. Why?
Kept someone in your line.
No, you didn't. You just interrupted.
Yeah.
No, you're fine. No. I did so much better with mine, okay?
Oh my god.
I